I got my first WNBA fantasy win. That's right, so I made a league with the group, the Reddit page, RWNBA. And that's what I titled it, RWNBA. Well, I did share it on my Twitter, and someone did post it on Twitter, or someone did join through my Twitter link, which is cool. But the other 8, I did via the other 8 and myself joined Reddit, and I just got my first win. I've been pretty close to get my first win. I was, at the first start, I kind of sucked out because I had some players that didn't play because they were overseas. My players were like Katie Lou and Elizabeth Williams. Which Elizabeth Williams is pretty good. And I had Katie Lou that was overseas. I had a bunch of players that were overseas. And then Alyssa Smith got injured, so I had to kick her off. I mean, I didn't want to do that, but I had to. And then there was a couple other players I had to get because they weren't producing well. And then I ended up cutting them. And then I got Teresa Plaisance, who is actually stepped up pretty well in place of Jackie Young. She's been out, so. And I might get Jantel Lavender out, but I don't know who else I can get in place of Jantel. I don't really know, but for now I'll take Jantel in. And then Enrique, I could have won pretty easily, but the only thing is, Enrique got ousted in the first at the halftime for kicking the ball in the stands. But I won 290-287, so it's not going to show up yet. It's till it says June 13th on their time, whatever time they use, or my local time zone, or whatever. It's, who knows, or maybe it would be factored in Eastern time. Who knows? I don't know. But either way, I'm stoked. 290-287 win, and then the Bablers is 0-4-0, 5th in West Division. And Denver Nuggets 1-3-0, 4th in West East Division. So it looks like the Bablers are going to 0-5-0, and the Denver Nuggets are going to be 2-3-0. The Bablers, they'll have a good team. They got Steph Talbot, who's really good. I'm surprised they're not winning. They got Crystal Dangerfield, who's good. He's getting picked up by teams. Ariel Atkins, who's good. But they just have Amanda Zoe. Amanda Zoe B is on this person's team, which... I mean, I'm surprised you still have Amanda Zoe, which is she's been out because she is overseas competing in an overseas team. And she's not league overseas, must be really, really long or start really late. Either that or something. She should be back, but I don't know when. She hasn't even played a game this season, so I expect her to come. Yeah, that's why I'd kick her out of the team, honestly. The Hag Storks moved to 5-0 in their first one, and the Philippine Eagles second in the West. They moved to 3-2-0. It was pretty close to 443, 419. Clea Copper's really good. Green Johannes. Oh, she didn't play much, but she's good though. I'd keep her in. Isabel Harrison, Izzy. It's a good production. Emma Meesman. Oh, she's really solid. 44 points. Alicia Clark's huge. Jess Shepard, I'm surprised. Didn't play much. I mean, did play, but doesn't get a lot, but she's still decent. Brianna Jones, pretty decent. I mean, this team's really good, though. And especially when, Celia Fowles is injured, and you can just keep her in. So if someone else gets injured, until she comes back or something. So, and then you can get rid of maybe maybe Izzy. I wouldn't say Izzy. Maybe, I don't know. It's tough though. So maybe Izzy's the one, or I don't know. No. Maybe Jess Shepard. Who knows? I'm not sure. And then the Philippine Eagles. They have Keela McBride, which did not play today for some reason. Ryan Howard is beast. Azrae Stevens didn't play much, but got 18 points. For 32 minutes, Shakira Austin only got 20, so she's more of a defensive personnel, honestly. I mean, she got 3 rebounds in the box and a few points, 12, but I'd say more so defense. Melissa Smith. I gave up Melissa Smith, but kind of waste, but no, whatevers. Whatever. Kayla Thorne. Yeah, I had to in a sense, because I had to lose, and then I ended up getting back, and then I ended up getting points. I did end up getting points back once I did that. So, and then Kayla Thorne is pretty solid. This team's really solid too, except this. And then Team Scott was the 5-0 second for East Division. And then got to win over the Car Mustangs, who are first in East Division. So it's just really the beginning of the season. All the teams play the same amount of games, so it's kind of like hard to determine. But then there's some teams like Indiana, like who's played more games than like the rest of the league, and there's some teams who have played less games. So now it's gonna factor in who plays more games. Honestly, because like LA only played 1 game, and so did only Las Vegas. I believe they only played 1 game this week. So, but Chelsea Mitchell's really good. Rebecca Allen, she's good, but she hasn't played much. She doesn't play much this season. Oh, there's a really good player. Mahisha Hines Allen. She's pretty good. She's really good, honestly. Ezzy Magmore, that's a solid pickup. She's like fantastic. Honshu doesn't play much, but it's a good Stephanie Dawson backup, but she's pretty solid. Misha Gray is a bucket, honestly. Like Chennai, I don't know. Chennai's kind of what? I don't know. I don't know. Janae and Neka, I don't know. Kennedy, she's pretty good. But then you got this team's. Their current Mustangs are. They've got a really good team though. Drew Lloyd's really solid. Natasha Call's very solid. Asia Wilson's solid, but she isn't playing. It depends on if she plays a lot. You get a lot of points off her. She played once this week, which I think kind of hurt. Tierra McCowan got some good minutes. Got solid bench minutes, and actually got really solid production in them. Queen Egbo played really well. Didn't play well, but got a ton of minutes, but didn't play the greatest. John Canna, she's solid. Honestly. Jackie Young's really solid, but she's been out a little bit, but she starts coming back, she'll be better. So you can't really get rid of her. Nia Coffee. She's, I don't know, sometimes she could be up or down though. Kind of iffy though. But she can be pretty solid though. And Brittany Sykes can be solid if she's playing well. So it looks like Team Stewart And then we're going to have Team Bailey. Washington Supernovas beat the Team Bailey in a low score one. 246, 174. Like these both teams' players didn't play a lot. Skylar Diggins, but she was really solid, 44 points. Skylar's Christy Tolliver doesn't play much. Elena Dodon. Elena's good to have, but the only problem is Elena doesn't play much because she's focused in the playoffs. Their team is she plays like she gets rest because if she has like injury, she had back spasms, and if she gets flare ups, they rest her. But clearly they could have used her today, but so we'll see though. Brianna Turner, really solid, 40. Didn't got rebounds, but didn't got points, but still can be pretty solid. Jerry Hamby's really solid. Bria Hartley, she does not play much, so. Danielle Robinson played really, really solid. Destiny Henderson, there's not. Sometimes, Indiana. Sometimes, the rookies don't get like a lot of playing time. It's kind of like, just because, they're trying to figure out who plays who, and then their bench and this and that. So, Nafisa's obviously not going to play. And I'm surprised Team Bailey doesn't even get another player. Just even the fill-in for Nafisa until Nafisa leaves. Or until Nafisa's back, even. I shouldn't say Nafisa leaves, but Nafisa is back because she's hoping to play, like, after pregnancy. She's hoping to get in shape enough to be able to come back. So we'll see. If she plays, like, the last half of the season, or not the last half, I guess, but maybe last third, maybe last quarter of the season, regular season, and maybe if the Lynx make the playoffs, maybe. That's like, this is not looking good. And we got Supernovas. We got Diana Taurasi. Diana's always gonna get you points, 35. Allie Quigley, Candace Brooker, are always gonna get your tag team points. So like the assists and the assists and all that. And if someone gets an assist, two of those other might score. So that's definitely a good tag team. 27-14. NECA, I don't know. She might not. I don't know. Well, I don't know. She's good, but she's not like as good because they're injured. They've been in. I think they were a bunch injured last season. So so who knows? Angel, Angel's Wade. I'm surprised. Is this person even keeping Angel? They're out. Angel should be kicked off. So should Leja. Brittany on IR. Yeah, that's obviously no duh. Brittany's out. And you could just keep her until she comes back, yeah. So, I get that, but just get rid of Angel, get rid of Leisha, get someone that can get you something. Even if it's like a few points here, a few points there. Better than having two people that get nothing. Sue Bird, obviously the GOAT on the GOATs. Obviously. No, that's a no duh pick. Bridget Carlton's really solid. 24 points. She doesn't seem that solid, but she's really good. And then Tiffany Mitchell, she doesn't get off playing time. She might sometimes, but she might not. She'll get you a good solid when if she plays a lot. So, so let's see here. Let's see now who was going to go to first place in each side. In the East, which I'm in the East, I'm in Team Stewart. I was hoping to get Brianna Stewart, so I picked Team Stewart, but it's whatever though. And then Team Jakar Mustangs are 4-0. Team Scott's Jakar Mustangs are going to be second with 4-1-0. Team Scott's going to go first in the East with 5-0. And our Odddrafters are going to go to... They might go to fourth with a 2-3-0 record, as the Denver Nuggets are 2-3-0. So we'll see if the tiebreakers, who gets third and who's in fourth. Team Stewart's going to go to stay in fifth with 1-4-0. The Hag Circs are in staying first in the West with 5-0 record. Everyone's in the playoffs. It's just like a play-in. And then the Philippine Eagles are going to go fall to 3-2-0. The Washington Squirrels are 2-3-0. They're staying third. Team Bailey's going to stay in fourth with 1-4-0. And the Bay Blurs are in fifth with an 0-5-0 record. Now let's look at the projected playoff bracket. In the projected playoff bracket, as of right now, the Hag Storks remain number one overall. With their win, they're 5-0. First in the West. Team Scott's going to go to the second seed, with a 5-0 record. They're going to go to second seed. And then the Jakar Mustangs are going to third. And then the Philippine Eagles are going to stay on fourth with a 3-2-0 record. And then the Ann Arbor Odddrafters might go to 6th seed. They might stay, or they'll go to stay at the 5th seed. 1 and 2, as the Denver Nuggets and the Ann Arbor Odddrafters are going to go to 2. Both teams are going to go 2-3-0. And the Washington Superheroes, they actually could go to the 5th seed or the 6th seed. Or they could stay at the 7th, 1-2, since they're 2-3-0. And they're not going to be in the play-in anymore. They might not be in the play-in. We'll see, though. Or they could stay in the play-in. We'll see, though. The 8th seed is going to either stay at Team Bailey or Team Stewart is going to go ahead and go to the 8th seed. But either way, it's going to be Team Bailey, Team Stewart. It's just who's going to get on the 8 and who's going to get the 9. It really doesn't mean, it doesn't really mean much right now, because they're still playing each other in projected matchups. And I picked 10 games, so we'll see, though. And then the Bay Blurs are in 10th, so with 0-5-0. So I honestly want to play the Bay Blurs. If I'm going to be honest, if I have to play a first round, my team has to play a first round game, I want it to be against the Bay Blurs. But we'll see, though. We'll see, though. And then let's see the scoreboards here. Bay Blurs actually have Brianna Stewart, Andrew Atkins, and Crystal Dangerfield. They have a good team. It's just that they're not I don't know why they're not winning, though. But let's go back here in the first matchup. The Hags beat Team Stewart 7-13 to 5-18. Team Scott beat Denver Nuggets 6-18 to 5-58. Team Bailey beat Bay Blurs 465 to 345. Chicago Mustangs beat Ann Arbor Odddrafters 751 to 443. Philippine Eagles beat Washington Superheroes 551 to 416. And then week 2, the Chicago Mustangs beat Team Stewart 463 to 306. Team Scott beat Team Bailey 385 to 213. Hag Circs beat Washington Superheroes 555 to 290. And then Ann Arbor Odddrafters beat Denver Nuggets 365 to 307. Philippine Eagles beat the Bay Blurs 5-1 to 240. These are the first couple weeks is when players are coming back from overseas and stuff. Denver Nuggets 4-7. I was hoping I could beat the Denver Nuggets, but They just got ahead in week 3, but squeaked by 407 to 390. Chicago Mustangs beat the Supernovas 449 to 278. Team Scott squeaked by Anna Round Doctors 390 to 374. Filipinos blew out Team Bay 477 170. And there's another blow 422 to 2 Price and Hicks for the Bay Blues. And let's see here. Week 4 is Team Scott beat Team Stewart 553, which would be 2-354. Team Stewart and our drafters beat the Filipinos 534 to 495. Chicago Mustangs barely squeaked by the Denver Nuggets 472 to 416. And the Washington Sooners barely squeaked by the Baylors 281 to 266. Hicks beat Team Bailey 589 to 311. Now let's see week 6. So in week 6, I have to play the Bay Blues, which I'm kind of confident I can beat the Bay Blues, but we'll see though. I mean, there's not many games this week. I mean, there's I want to say 14 games, and from Monday to Sunday, up from 13th to 19th, I want to say. So we'll see though. And then the Team Scott and the Hague Storks are going to be 5-0-1. Both teams are. So we'll see. The first in the East against the first in the West. So we'll see who can actually stay undefeated. 6-0. Who's going to be 6-0? Who's going to be 5-1-0? And then the Chicago Mustangs are going to be 4-1-0. It's going to be Team Stewart's going to be 1-4-0 against 5-0. Team Scott's going to be 5-0. The Hague Storks are going to be 5-0. And Chicago Mustangs are going to be 4-1-0 against 1-4-0 Team Bailey. And that's the Ann Arbor Outdrafters against Washington Supernovas 2-3-0 against 2-3-0. And that's 2-3-0 Denver Nuggets against the 3-2-0 Philippine Eagles. So this matchup could be 500. In this matchup, the winner is going to be 500, the Ann Arbor Outdrafters and the Supernovas. The winner is going to be 500 in this matchup. The winner will. The winner is going to be undefeated, which would be a big test. Let's stay undefeated though. In Game 7, Week 7, I have to play the Philippine Eagles. And the Hague Storks and the Chicago Mustangs, which, it's still going to be maybe first against second. We'll see though. And then it's going to be Team Bailey, the Outdrafters, and it's Russian Team Bailey, and it's Supernovas against the Nuggets, and the Bears against Team Scott. On week 8, it was June 27th to July 3rd. We'll see though, we'll see. June 20th to June 26th. Which is pretty short, it's week games. Same with the 13-19. And then here's another game. It's Team Stewart against Russian Supernovas. The Ann Arbor Outdrafters against the Hague Storks. Denver Nuggets and then Team Bailey. Team Scott against Philippine Eagles. And the Chicago Mustangs against Baylors. And then it is matchup 9. Which this is a week of the All-Star week. But I don't know if actually, there's not 10 matchups. I thought there was 10. I played as many as I could to have a full playoff system. To have much playoffs as I could. All teams in playoffs. But I don't know if this week is the 4th or the 17th. Because it's the All-Star week break. And I don't know if the All-Star break. If your players play in the All-Star game, do you get a bonus from that? I don't know though. And maybe the Commissioner's Cup's around the same time as the All-Star game. So if your team really has players that will play in the Commissioner's Cup, which basically Right now, it looks like it's going to be Sky against the Aces in the Commissioner's Cup. So if you have Sky and Aces players, which I do have Sky players, so I hope, and I do have a couple Aces, or actually I do have a couple All-Stars. I have Rena Mayberry, Enrique Gumboy, Courtney Vandersloot. That could be All-Star. All three of them are capable of being All-Stars. And I have Courtney Vandersloot. That's on the Commissioner's Cup. I don't have Teresa plays on it, which is on the Commissioner's Cup, so. I don't know, we'll see though. Depends on how they treat the Commissioner's Cup. Do they treat it as like not wanting to get anyone injured? Or do they treat it as like do they treat it as not wanting to get anyone injured? Or do they treat it as like or do they treat it as like do they actually treat it as wanting to get the money? Like the 500,000? Or do they treat it as like let's rest our starters. Let's actually just play our bench and let's just forfeit the game. I don't know though. See, now that's the question part. But we'll see though. And I don't know if they count the Commissioner's Cup or the All-Star game as things. But if they do, that's going to be kind of... That could actually just make some major blowouts in this week. Which... maybe to keep things fair they won't. But... You never know though. So if you have players that are on like the Aces or the Sky, as of right now for the Commissioner's Cup, you get extra free points essentially. And same if you don't have any. You might have you probably will have one All-Star in your team. Every team probably would. But so if you have an All-Star, you'll probably get All-Star game points. Theoretically so. But we'll see though. And then even if you do get the Commissioner's Cup and the All-Star game counts as points, that's like not many. And you have a big swath of no games. And then you have a few little games beforehand and afterwards. So even if you do, you're gonna get like 2 games worth of points, and you're gonna get a few games. Let me show you here. Here on the app. Let me go to the app here. And I'll actually show you what I mean. Schedule. Let me actually show you this. I want to look at the week pass schedule. Here, I'll actually look at the team schedule here. It should bring up like the WNBA website. I tab. I just want to know how many. And you can see the 14th, there's only 2 games. And then the 15th, there's 3, so it's 5. And then there's 6. And then there's 9. And then there's 14, so there's only 14 games. So, there's teams that might not even play. And Phoenix play back-to-back days. like if teams like LA, like the Sparks, they only play one game. It's like, I don't know. We'll see though. And then if you're on the 21st, you play. You play 4. And then there's 1. And then you play 4. Then you play 5. There's 1. And there's 4 on this day. So that'll be 9. And then it'll be 10. And then it'll be 13. And then it'll only be 15 that week. And then on the week of 27th to 3rd, there'll be 2. There'll be 4. There'll be 7. There'll be 8. There'll be 11. There'll be 12. And there'll be 16. And even if you factor the games on the 4th to 17th, there's 1. There are 3. And there are 6. And then there's 9. And then the All-Star game is 10. I don't know when the Commissioner's Cup is. It looks like it's probably after the same as All-Star week. So you get the same place the All-Star game. There's sort of 1, 3, 6. And then there's 9. And you factor the All-Star game. The Commissioner's Cup is 2, that's 11. And then you have 16. And you have 17. And you have 21. And you have 23. And you have 24. And then you have 28. And then the playoffs will probably start on the 19th. I'm trying to look. Let me look here in my bracket. My weeks. I have actually the most playoff games. I have the max you can play for playoffs. But I think this is the most I could do with every team getting in. Let's see here. And then the 18th to 24th is the winner's bracket, first round. Second round is 25th to 31st. The third round is August 1st to 7th. The championship is 8th to the 14th. And then you have winner's bracket consolation games. So every team plays games. Every team will play games. And, it's just that, but so let's see, 18 to 24. Then for teams who have to play, it's 18 to 24. So I'm just looking at overall league games. And then there's 3 games right here. And there's 3 right there. And then there's 4. There's a bunch of early games, like the kids' games. Looks like each team's doing like a kids game. I think it's just for either kids game or just scheduling. Like some of these games, teams do early in the season, they do a kids game, like early on. Because I seen that in like college basketball, women's college basketball did that. Kids games maybe. So I don't know. But even if you play 19th, 18th, 24th, you got 3 right here. And then you got 4. And then you got 7, and then you got 10, and then you got 12, and then you got 15. Actually, that is the Commissioner's Cup right there. Is the 26th. So, scratch out that one game. But even if you factor in the 26th Commissioner's Cup game, that's 1. And then you got 28th, which is 5. Then you got 7. Then you got 9. You got like a really low number of games. And then you got 14. I think that's right. So it's really low. So it's 1, 5, 7, 9. And then you got 14. And then if you factor in the first to 7, which will be 2, which will be 4. And you got 7. Teams are playing back to backs. So you got 4. You got 7. You got 9. And then you got 4. You got 7. You got 9. You got 11. You got 13. And then you got 17. And then if you factor in the 8th to 14th, you got 3. You got 5. And you got 7. And then you got 11. And then you got 17 in the last game of the season. But it is what it is, though. So you got 17. So we'll see, though. I don't know, though. I mean, with the winner's bracket, though, I mean, you can match up everyone. But it is what it is, though. But the only problem, though, is if, like, your team at the end of the year, like, here, they're trying to have a ton of back-to-backs here at the end of the year. But if your team doesn't play a lot of games, or if your team plays a lot of games, like back-to-backs, your team plays a bunch of games, like, obviously a bunch of these teams will near the end of the season, so it might work out in your favor. But some of these teams, like some of these weeks, if you have like 14 games, your team plays like, in some of your teams, remember, you only play, say, your one game, you're screwed, though. It's kind of, so, but well, so, yeah, but it is what it is. So again, the recap. The Hagsters will be seen first with 5-0, first to West. Team Stewart and Team Bailey might flip or they'll stay where they are, but Team Stewart is 1-4, and Team Bailey will follow 1-4. Team Stewart rise to 1-4. They'll stay in. They'll flip flop, or they'll stay, which you want. If I don't want to get flip flop, but I want to flip flop. But if I do, but for Team Bailey, you don't want to flip flop. So we'll see, though. And the Ann Arbor Outdrafters are fifth. They're 2-3. But they might fall the Denver Nuggets, depending on how the tiebreakers work. Maybe a supernova tiebreaker. We'll see in that one. Because there's 3 teams that are 1-3. 7th place team, whoever falls to 7th place team will be 2-3. Will be having to play will be at the Bablers for the playing game. And then there. The Philippine Eagles staying fourth at 3-2-0. Our team Scott will go to second here after the Jakarta Mustangs was lost. The Jakarta Mustangs will go to third at 4-1-0. Team Scott will go to second with 5-1-0, which it would actually be a benefit if you, because the Bablers and Russian Sumeros they'll be a play-in game. You don't have to play the winner of the play-in game. So And the winner's consolation ladder. There's 8 teams right here. And then the winner's consolation ladder will be against Team Stewart. Will be against the play-in losers. The play-in losers will have to play each other. And the consolation ladder. And then the winner looks like probably the winner of the, and then looks like, the teams who lost in here. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but we'll see though. It looks like there's 6 right here. It looks like either all teams might get a bye. So I don't know. We'll see though how they factor it in. But we'll see though. But eventually it's gonna be like, eventually it's just gonna determine like seeding. Like one team gets like over, like in the regular season they get this, but then in the playoffs you get like 10th overall, 10th, 9th, and against in here the championship will be 1st and 2nd place in the overall. And this will be 3rd against 4th for the 3rd place game, 5th, 6th for the 5th place game, 7th, 8th, and 9th, 10th. That's basically how it'll roll. So we'll see though. And then this round there'll be only the consolation loser will play. And then they'll play 3 more. There'll be 3 other games they'll play. And then and then it'll just be the 4 games. So we'll see though. But yeah, so that's it for my WNBA fantasy. I know it's a long-winded video, but I just had to share about that, So yeah, so till next time. Take care. Let's see this bookmark. Let me see it. I need to do bookmarks. I need to delete bookmarks. Okay.